It's wild how one invitation, or the lack of one, can shake the entire celebrity world. But that's exactly what just went down. And this isn't your everyday red carpet feud. This is a Hollywood royalty collision that's got the internet buzzing. Because when Taylor Swift, the world's reigning pop phenomenon, sent out her wedding invites, one name was missing: Meghan Markle, and right there, in dazzling gold script, Princess Kate. Now let's not act like Meghan's been fading quietly into the background since stepping back from royal duties. Far from it. She's been hustling hard to carve out her own empire: Netflix documentaries, Spotify deals, glossy magazine spreads. The plan was to become bulletproof, to dominate both the palace narrative and the Hollywood machine. But here's the truth: influence isn't about past accomplishments, it's about perception. And right now, perception has crowned someone else. Here's the sequence of events. Meghan was bracing for a major victory. Season 2 of her Netflix series was ready to roll out, her PR team prepping for maximum impact. But just as her campaign gained steam, boom! The internet explodes with news of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. Suddenly, it wasn't Meghan's week anymore. And then the guest list started leaking. Jeff Bezos invited Kim Kardashian on the list, Beyoncé, of course. And to everyone's shock, Princess Kate. Not speculation, not rumor, a confirmed seat. Meghan's name? Nowhere. For anyone following the royal drama, this lands like a thunderbolt. Meghan and Kate have been painted as rivals for years. But this sting cuts differently, because it isn't a palace function. This is Taylor Swift's personal celebration, the ultimate mix of fame, elegance, and cultural relevance. To be left out isn't just missing champagne and cake. It's a public shutdown, a message louder than any press release. Fans and critics jumped in instantly. Swifties dissected the decision. Royal commentators published think pieces before dessert was served. Why Kate, but not Meghan? The answers came fast, and they weren't kind. Taylor has always curated her image with surgical precision. Every post, every move is deliberate. So when she placed Kate on the list, people read it as strategy, not coincidence. Kate represents stability, grace, and drama-free elegance. Meghan, at least in the eyes of her critics, brings headlines, controversy, and unpredictable media cycles. Taylor wasn't just picking a guest. She was shaping the narrative. She was protecting her vibe. And that meant drawing a sharp line. Sources say Meghan was furious. And honestly, who wouldn't be? To be overlooked for the very person you've been endlessly compared to is brutal, especially when it collides with your own media push. This was supposed to be Meghan's moment. Instead, she's watching it slip through her fingers. Think about it. One day, you're the star of your own story. The next, you're sidelined while someone else takes center stage. Meghan's been desperate to reclaim her position at the top, especially after her podcast fizzled and her Netflix content didn't land as powerfully as expected. This wedding could have been her redemption arc. Instead, she's left on the outside, watching the photos, the headlines, the memes, remind the world of her absence. Her camp tried to spin it, floating whispers of prior commitments and creative focus. But nobody was buying it. You don't skip Taylor Swift's wedding because you're busy editing audio, especially not when your rival is front row, champagne in hand. The silence from Meghan's side only made the noise louder. Tabloids plastered the snub across covers. Reaction videos went viral. Hashtags trended. The message was clear: she wasn't on the list. And that list just redefined Hollywood relevance. For Meghan, who built her brand on escaping the palace to craft something freer and more modern, this was a crushing reality check. She never wanted to be just another duchess. She wanted to be a cultural force, sitting at the same table as Oprah, Rihanna, and yes, Taylor Swift. But when the guest list dropped, that table didn't have her name. Meanwhile, Kate didn't have to lift a finger. No tell-all interviews, no carefully staged podcasts. Just consistency, quiet elegance. The world sees her as poised, graceful, untouchable, and that contrast landed like a gut punch this week. Make no mistake, Taylor's wedding is more than a love story. It's a power summit, a guest list that looks like a billionaire directory blended with an Oscars red carpet. Every photo from that night will circulate for months, if not years. And in every frame, The absence of Meghan will whisper a louder story than any headline. Insiders even claim Meghan saw this coming. They say she reached out through mutual contacts weeks ago, hoping for a soft invite, maybe even a pre-wedding brunch. Nothing. Just silence. And when silence meets Kate's golden ink inclusion, it feels like a verdict. Harry, once the golden rebel of the royal family, hasn't fared much better. The allure of stepping back from the monarchy has dulled, and without big Hollywood wins, his star power has dimmed. Together, their influence feels smaller than it once did. And Taylor's list seems to confirm it. For Meghan, the sting isn't just exclusion, it's that she always played the long game. She bet on outlasting the palace, believing Hollywood would embrace her as a modern icon. But the industry has shifted. The new power isn't in big statements, it's in subtlety, consistency, and careful timing. And right now, Meghan isn't being chosen. That kind of rejection forces a hard reset. Visibility has been Meghan's weapon, but if being seen doesn't equal inclusion, what does it really achieve? You can't shape the story if you're not even in the room. And at this cultural Super Bowl of the year, Meghan Markle isn't just absent, she's invisible. Already, speculation is brewing over her next move. Meghan doesn't stay quiet when the tide turns. Some say she's plotting a glossy new project, maybe even another big interview, something designed to seize back control. Whatever it is, expect it to be sharp, scripted, and strategic, because Meghan knows the stakes. Taylor's guest list wasn't random, it was a ranking, a public hierarchy of who's trusted, who's admired, who embodies the dream. And Meghan wasn't part of that picture. In her world, that's war. The ripple effects are bigger than one wedding. Hollywood executives, influencers, even other celebrities are paying attention. In this business, power follows momentum, and if momentum is swinging toward Kate, then opportunities, collaborations, and invites follow her too. Meghan risks becoming radioactive, not because she's hated, but because people fear the noise. Remember, Meghan was once magnetic, a disruptor, a spark of change. But lately, disruption has turned from exciting to exhausting, and exhaustion is the last thing you want near your fairy tale wedding. Kate, meanwhile, thrives on quiet mystique. She rarely speaks publicly, but when she does, it matters. That restraint makes her more valuable in a world where oversharing has become the norm. Meghan could try to reinvent herself again, but the playbook she once used feels tired. Sympathy has limits. Strategy disguised as sincerity gets exposed. If she comes out swinging, she'll be branded bitter. If she goes silent, she'll be seen as defeated. Either way, the path is narrow. Kate doesn't have to do a thing. Her very presence at Taylor's wedding is the headline. A soft-toned gown, a polished smile, and the story writes itself. That's the power Meghan craves, the kind where silence says it all. As the wedding day nears, the message is cemented. This isn't just a marriage, it's a cultural milestone. And when the flashbulbs fire, Meghan won't be in the frame. That absence will echo across articles, videos, and endless comparisons. Because in this arena, relevance isn't only about who you are, it's about who claims you. And when Taylor Swift chose Kate, she didn't just send an invitation, she drew a line. Meghan Markle didn't just miss a party, she missed the moment. And in the world she's been fighting to conquer, that's a loss you can't spin away. Recent update. And while Meghan has kept quiet publicly, reports suggest she's quietly strategizing with a new Hollywood team, hinting that her comeback move might already be in the works. The question is, will it be enough to shift the tide back in her favor? Subscribe for more information.